Hail. Just pea-sized, but he knew the danger after years of working in the fields and having a furious late summer storm erupt over him. A muffled cry behind him made him spin around. The elderly man had come to a halt as he folded at the waist. The woman beside him had her arm around his shoulders as she leaned in to speak to him. Her body was tense, and she flinched when lightning danced across the sky overhead. Rushing to them, Joel said, "Let me help." The woman, bedraggled in the downpour, nodded, but the man waved him away, saying, "Give me a minute to catch my breath." Another onslaught of hail struck them. "We don't have a minute." Joel took the man's left arm and draped it over his shoulders, shifting his worn knapsack to his other side. Straightening the man, Joel remained bent because he was much taller than the gray-haired man who wore a soaked T-shirt with the words Amish country emblazoned on a bright red background. "Come on, let's go." "I can get there on my own," argued the old man. "I'm sure you can." Joel lowered his voice to a conspiratorial whisper, trying not to grunt with pain as each icy pellet battered his head and back. "But we need to get your wife out of the storm." He'd found the right words, because the gray-haired man nodded and began shuffling forward. The man's wife reached for his other arm, but Joel shook his head. If the old guy realized he needed help more than she did, he might refuse to cooperate. Assisting them to the porch, Joel urged them up the steps and toward the door. He was about to follow when the wife exclaimed she'd left her purse in the middle of the street. "Go inside," he ordered. "I'll get it, no problem." As if in reply to his boast, the wind rose, rattling tree branches against each other. Twigs fell from the lone tree in front of the shop, cracking on the sidewalk and littering the road. Somewhere in the distance, the faint cry of a siren was distorted with the storm. He couldn't tell if it was a fire truck or an ambulance or a cop car. Hoping it was as far away as it sounded, he ran toward the woman's purse. He scooped it up and turned, his foot sliding on the wet asphalt. Pain riveted his right ankle as he pivoted. Great. Now both feet would complain while he tried to get a ride once the storm had passed. He winced, but didn't slow as more bolts split the sky. The siren sounded closer in the wake of the thunder. Ducking his head against a gust of wind, he ran toward the front porch. His hope that he'd found shelter vanished as soon as he jumped up on it, not bothering to go around to the steps. Rain and wind continued to batter him and tried to pull his knapsack off his shoulder. Even beneath the porch roof, he might as well have been standing in a bathroom shower with the water turned up to max. Someone gave him a shove forward, and he scrambled up the 4 stone steps to the door where the woman had called to him moments ago. He opened it, going in and edging aside to let the person behind him come in too. Seeing the crowd packed into the narrow spaces between tables covered with merchandise and racks of quilts in every possible shade was enough to make him almost turn around and head outside. He felt abruptly claustrophobic. With a half-smile at his own foolish reaction, he calmed his instinctive yearning to flee. He'd had plenty of experience with fighting the need to escape from a confined area with too many people. Through hard lessons, he'd learned to hold his elbows in tight to his body and make himself as small as possible. A challenge for a man who was more than 6 feet tall, in order to avoid bumping into one of the volatile prisoners, who was looking for any excuse to start a fight. Being raised Amish had put him at a distinct disadvantage when confronted by someone who'd used his fists his whole life to get what he wanted, or to prove a point. But he was out of prison. After almost 6 long, long years, he was out. No more mornings of waking up and looking out at a wall topped by razor wire. No more hearing shouts born more of frustration and boredom than anger. No more smells of too many bodies crammed into too small a space. He was out, and he wasn't going back. No matter what, he wasn't going back.